Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Shooter here. Hey, we're going to jump right into Nancy Pelosi's insider trades. First, past success does not guarantee future performance. Disclosures here. Print them and review them at your leisure. You know, Nancy and Paul Pelosi trade millions of dollars on a regular basis, so this really isn't anything new. They focus solely on options, or at least what Nancy's reporting. You know, the options that they took on, the day before New Year's was CRM January 2023 210 strike, Disney September 16th, 22, 130 strike, Google September 16th, 22, 2000 strike, and Micron September 16th, 22, $50 strike, and then Roblox January 2023 100 strike. Now, my first thought after looking at the positions purchased, I was thinking tax loss harvesting. However, Pelosi constantly claims she owns no stock. That doesn't mean that she has a holding company that she can't transfer into. So I'm not quite sure on that. But let's jump into the charts and take a look. Now, looking at CRM, January 23, we're going to have, a decent run through the year, I think. I've got to count up at 367. So if she bought a 210 strike, she, bought well outside the prior low. Honestly, I see no justification there to do that in this, unless there's a specific strategy to go there that I'm not thinking about. I would rather buy common shares and sell cash secured puts looking at that position. But she did get a decent entry. I don't think it's bad. She bought right above the 200 day, which is, some people use that as an indicator to get long. Really unsure why she went all the way to a 210 strike when we got a 254 price at this point. Now let's jump over to Disney. Hold on, I got another one completed. So, with Disney, she was early. I'm still showing a 126.42 as the next setup long. So September 22, 130 strike. That should be fine with that much time, looking, maybe out July, I would think we would probably be there. So she should be good on the Disney Septembers. Here again, I would rather buy 126 common and sell cash secured puts, or chase my 61.8, my golden box right around this level again. And, if we get up and above, I wouldn't even be looking at this box until we get above a breakout. Don't have a lot of counts up there, but, it is a sort of a leading diagonal here. So it might be a flat rolling pattern here. So, we might not get above. I'm showing a range high about 215. And then the prior low is where I'm showing my range low on this C, because we do have a super cycle wave that we're looking at here on the monthly. Let's jump over to Google. There she is. All right. So she got a good entry there. I think about 2850 is where she came in. I don't know exactly why she went down to a 2000. That's quite a ways down there. The only thing I could think of is that she's trying to factor, I noticed the purchase blocks were 100, 250 or 500K. So she might just have been trying to round the numbers. Hey, I've got 250,000. This is the one I could afford. I don't know. I can't see any other justification to do that September 16th, 2000 strike, other than she's pretty darn sure they don't expire worthless. So worst case scenario, she gets to buy them at $2,000 on the downside. Now that could also be her thinking is that, hey, we're going to have a drawdown, maybe push to the 200 day, but I can't imagine why I'd buy a 2000 strike here, this bridge. I would look at this is my breakout line. That's where I would go. So I would go down here at, 1700 is where I would think if I was thinking that or wanted a piece down that low. But you'd be better off, honestly, just buying puts into September if she thought that. So I can't see that being the storyline, but I do see a 32.40 in Google by this time next year, I would think for sure. Let's look at Micron. Now we've got a little piece on in Micron, we might get a little back test of this 90.28, which I'll add there. That's one reason I still only have a quarter position on, because you never know. Or you can buy the breakout if we don't get a back test. I expect this to get run by commercials as soon as we open first of the year, just because of how much the metaverse and the new purchase of chips are going to be required to run a lot of these new games, from a function, from a technical standpoint. Micron pretty much has a hold on that, for the specialty gaming boards. So, the $50 strike, again, I don't see justification down here, except for she went back to the prior low, which is below the 50. 50 is about right here. So, if I was to do this, I would look at buying commons down at 90.28, sell cash secured puts, and then I would be looking at some 95 strikes, because a $5 move in options on Micron is a nice trade. Those should be every bit of a double or more. So now taking a look at Roblox, she was a little early, I think. Came in right around 100. I think we got another entry long about 98.25. But so far they, outside of Disney having some downside, which I don't know that you would see that unless you were an Elliottian. Just the chart setup itself looked to be in a good position. So just in quick review, so I'm going to go back to CRM. CRM, wait for 243.62, buy common, sell cash secured puts. No reason to not to put a position on there. Me, I'm going to wait to get a 90-minute trigger after that comes in, and then I won't add until I have a good back test in, and then I will add on the daily from there. And then, quickly reviewing Disney again, wrong one. I have another one here. Twice I went there. Good. So, again, 126.42 is where I would look to buy common and then sell cash secured puts against that. I think we have some good upside on that one. And just a quick review on Google. Again, maybe we get a back test to 28.05. I think that's in though. So, if we get a little more weakness down towards the 8-day, any push towards the 8-day, I would look at putting a position on, depending on how you want to trade that. I would not sell cash secured puts up here. And reason is because this still has a look of rolling over. It could still be invalidated down here. So I would cap my risk if I was going to do anything. And I would shoot at 3,200 calls or even 3,000 calls up there. So you can mitigate your risk in that particular trade. Now looking at Micron, I think buying it $90 common shares and selling cash secured puts makes sense here. I wouldn't go too far out. I'd go out February max. I would even still sell January and then relook at it and sell February. You could also take on some 95 calls there. And then Roblox, I would look at entering common positions at 98.25. And, I probably would sell some cash secured puts here because it does look pretty decent. But I would also want to have a piece to the upside, even 100s, 105s, even some 110s maybe should probably be pretty decent. I have not looked at the options of what's available, so don't know yet. But until next time, folks, hopefully this was helpful in going over Nancy Pelosi's insider trades. Until next time.